Hi, I'm Gianni DeCenzo. I play Dimitri on Cobra Kai, and I'm sitting here in the Man Cave Chronicles with Elias. Check it out.
Johnny, welcome to the cave.
Thank you for having me.
This interview has been what now? But we were trying to work on this for the last 4 seasons, and we finally
Yes.
did it.
Yes, but the best things take time,
That's
so
right. That's right.
yes.
And we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. We have an entire series to discuss, so
That's
yeah, let's
right.
get
That's
into
right.
it.
So the listeners or the viewers that are tuning in, they can see you as Dimitri on Cobra Kai, and I've already. Well, this is going to get released after the season airs. I've already seen season 4. It's got to be an exciting time for you, man. The last 4 years, man. How
It's
could
been insane.
how do you describe this ride?
Just mind-blowing, honestly. When I first auditioned for this, I did like one single audition because they were looking for my character for so long. It
Okay.
got to the point where they were like just about to film. So they need someone like pronto. So I went in, I auditioned, I got the part. I flew out to Georgia, which is the first time I'd ever had to like fly anywhere for anything. And yeah, I had no idea what to expect from any of this, I think I should have seen that it would be big considering it was like, Cobra Kai or like, the original Karate Kid, but yeah, I had no idea and it's been crazy. I'm just so thankful.
And you were what? How old were you? 15, 16, around there?
Like 15 or 16, yeah, about now. I'm 20 now and here
Right.
we are in season, 4. So it's crazy. Yeah, this has been the better part of my teenage years, I would say. It's crazy.
Well, now was this one of your first acting gigs, or what was the path to get into the acting? What made you get into the acting world?
So I started acting when I was about like 8 years old.
Okay.
My parents actually met in an acting class, and my dad actually proposed in that same acting
Oh,
class.
wow.
So yeah, I know it's crazy. He did it for like a an exercise or something like that. He just got down on one knee, actually pulled out a ring. You're not usually allowed to have props, but I think they made the exception for that. So acting's always been like a part of my family. And yeah, one day I was just like, "Hey, when am I going to be on TV?" So my parents like they put me in their best button-up shirt. I went to the backyard, took some pictures, did some short films. There is one thing that I'm particularly proud of. It's called Copter. It's on Adult Swim. It's like 10 minutes. I'm wearing like a suit and I have like a British Australian accent, and I don't want to spoil it, but I do kill my parents with a farting helicopter. So, yeah, that's the highlight of my career. So, yeah.
So we just go on YouTube and look for that. They'll be on there somewhere.
Oh no, yeah, you still find it. I look like the
Awesome.
Omen child there. I literally look like I don't even know. But yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, let's jump right into Cobra Kai, man. So you said you auditioned for Dimitri. So how did all that happen anyways? How long before you heard that you got the part?
So it was super quick. I auditioned for it that week. I did like the cafeteria scene where we first
Okay.
meet Dimitri like ever. I
Yeah.
did that scene, which was amazing to have to recite those lines one on one with a person I had never met before, just talking about, hand jobs and stuff like that. It's super fun. But yeah, it was super fast. I had never been anywhere other than LA to film anything. And
Mm.
so getting the call that weekend that, hey, we want you to fly out to Georgia and film this, it was kind of a rush. It was insane. But
Okay.
it was a lot of fun. I got to, meet some awesome people, Jacob, Sholo, Mary, Tanner, the whole shebang. Yeah, it's been awesome to work with everyone.
How were when you got the script for Dimitri? What was the description that they gave you for him,
I'm
and
trying to
how much
remember.
has he changed throughout the seasons?
He's a little different. I think he was a lot more crass in the first season. He had a lot more dirty kind of humor, like a American Pie and stuff like that.
Right.
Because that's what the original creators they love shows like that, and they wanted to make a resurgence of teenage kind of comedies like that. So I think that character was originally a bit more dirty and very sarcastic. And I don't know, I just really liked the take that they had for a nerdy character. Like a lot of the times you'll see it's just like someone wearing glasses and they have like a big button up and tie and they're just like super nerdy and stuff like that. But Dimitri, he was kind of more of a realistic character, so it was really refreshing to kind of see them want something like that. And I love playing nerds, so I just gave it my best, and yeah, here we are.
Yeah. How much do you think he's changed in the last 4 seasons? And what was your reaction after like even filming season 4 with your
I'd
character?
say he's changed a good amount. I mean, considering season one, he was getting his like backpack thrown into a pile of
Mm,
yogurt to now season four almost winning the All Valley. Like that's insane to me. It's just really cool seeing a character grow so much. And obviously he gets to be more confident in who he is. He used to think that he would have to play like the long game, slowly work up to the life he wants. But as time went by in the show, he's realizing that, that's not something he really has to do anymore. He can be confident in who he is, and he eventually, kind of gets the girl. We'll
right.
see
That's
how
right. That's
things
right.
work out. Yeah, between him and Yasmin, but I don't know. I think Yasmin's been bit by the Dimitri bug. So what can I say?
So, any like martial arts background?
A little bit. I did taekwondo when I was like 7 or so, and I think I got
Okay.
to like a yellow belt, so that doesn't even really count. But more recently, I've been taking Krav Maga, which is like
Uh,
it's an Israeli sort of like fight
yeah.
technique they use in the military and stuff like that. It helps a good amount with what we do on the show because they have us do a lot of our own kicks and punches and stuff like
Mm,
that. And there's a lot of similar kicks in the show that there are in Krav Maga. I mean, there are some differences. Krav Maga doesn't have like spinning back hook kicks, which is crazy to pull off sometimes, especially when you're supposed to be running around, take after take. But it helped. It helped a good amount. I think the biggest thing I need to work on is actually flexibility.
okay.
I'm not the most flexible person in the world, so like the entire 3 months that we're filming, it's just me doing stretches and trying to get to that point.
Yeah. What do you so like 4 seasons? What do you think has been like the biggest challenge playing this character?
The biggest challenge? Ooh, I think okay, it would definitely have to be the commas. When I do my technique in the beginning of the All Valley,
Okay.
that was crazy because I had never, done weapons before. That's not something
Mm,
I really know at all. And I originally wanted to do commas because I had seen them, I think previous year, like season three, they just had some commas lying around, and I was messing around with them, and they were really fun, just spinning them around like that. And so I went up to the writers and was like, "Hey, is there any chance we could maybe make my weapon, commas?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And
wow.
then the pressure was on because I was like, "Oh, shoot! Now I actually have to study this for 3 months."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I just kept practicing the entire time, and it was kind of nerve-wracking the day of filming because it
Mm.
was like an actual performance, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty well.
That's great that you can have some input into your character with the
Yeah,
creators.
oh yeah. No, it's super awesome. It's so cool being able to be on a show like this and having a character that you play for so long, because then you can kind of work with people and develop it and you find things along the way. It's so great. And the creators and writers are so flexible. They love hearing ideas. It's a great show to be on.
Yeah. I believe in season 4, especially in the tournament, might have been like the best fighting action scenes. What do you
Oh,
think?
really? Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I'm so glad I finally got to fight Tanner. Getting to see Robbie
Yeah.
versus Dimitri, that's super cool. And, Tanner's so good at what he does, I mean, I couldn't break out the abs as much as, Huck and Robbie, but, I got something hidden in there.
I forget what episode it is. Maybe you have you remember what episode is in season 4 when Zapka or ties you up with all that stuff around you,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and they're
Yeah,
like
that
they're practicing on you. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was actually tied up to that. I had to sit there tied up. My mouth was actually gagged. We put like I can't even remember. It was like some cloth or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had this thing inside of my pants that was like a protective. shield almost for when, Chris kicks me. And the thing is, Khalil, who plays Chris, as soon as he found out that I had something there to protect me, he stopped holding back and actually tried, like, actually kicking me and seeing if he could, like, break the thing. Which, Khalil, if you're listening, why? It was so nerve-wracking. I was not acting in that scene. That was genuine. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to do.
You also have another awesome scene where it's you and Ralph like sparring with each other in the
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Miyagi Do. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
It's
That was a
super
cool
cool to be able to
scene.
fight with him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool because I never really got to work with Billy in previous seasons. Season one I got flipped by him because I
Yeah.
just kept talking back, but it's really cool to be able to spar and work with him more. I mean, he's such a professional. Like season one, we when we were first trying to join Cobra Kai, he was actually teaching people in between takes how to throw punches like an
Mhm.
actual sensei. And then we
Yeah.
had like some people that were like third degree black belts in there that he had to actually teach how to not throw it so well so that way it looks like, they actually need to be there. So yeah, they're awesome professionals, him and Ralph,
Yeah.
it's really cool to be able to work with the OG karate people.
What is the one advice they've given you about the series so far?
Ooh, I think I just like to watch them in their process in between takes. Like
Mm.
seeing Ralph, he's really kind of a person that likes to take his time and talk about the scene and really communicate with everyone what they want in that moment. And I
Mm.
think that's like a really big deal in acting to like, talk to each other. And that's such a great thing about the show is that we, like you said, we can give input and stuff
Mm.
like that. And so getting to understand that it's not just of like, yes, sir, okay, sir. Like we can actually, communicate with each other is awesome.
Yeah.
I had never been on a long-standing show like this before, so it's kind of been a learning curve to kind of see how things work over an extended period of time like this. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Every time you're about to go film a new season, do you go back and watch the previous seasons to get an idea?
Yes, I try to because we'll film a season and then I'm like, okay, wait, what happened last week? Because we're just like go, go,
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
on a TV show. You just, you have to film each episode a week, sometimes two episodes a week, especially towards the end. So things can get complicated. And yeah, I
Mm.
do try to watch like, if not the entire series, like a general recap of what happened to my character in the previous season. So I know what to
Yeah.
bring in, like, how to feel about other characters in the moments that I, am in. But yeah, it can get confusing sometimes, especially with how much happens on this show. It gets crazy, but
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's been great so far. Like I watched season four. So 4 seasons. Is there somebody in the cast that you kind of hope you could have more scenes with in the future that you haven't like worked with, or even like a fighting scene?
yeah, honestly, I would say Billy. I would love to work more with Johnny. His character. It's just, yeah, I like the dynamic that Dimitri and Johnny have together.
Yeah.
Like they're very opposing forces. And we got to see a lot more of that in season four. How like their kind of quarrel is sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff later on in season five that I can't really get into right now, but that we'll see between, Johnny and Dimitri that are just, it's kind of a cool dynamic. So I think getting to see a bit more of that would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know who I would want to fight though. Maybe Dallas?
Mm.
I don't. Maybe I think. Oh no! I think I would want to see Dimitri actually take on Kyler because
Joe.
he's
Yeah.
been, yeah, 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 yeah. I would want him to really get his own in there. He's always been bullied by Kyler, so to finally get
Mm.
revenge on him. I'm not revenge. I mean, Dimitri's not really a vengeful person, but like you know get to stand up for himself against Kyler. I think that would be really cool.
So Joe's been on my show twice. totally
Okay.
different opposite characters, huh? You were like, oh,
Yeah.
he's like the nicest guy in the world.
He's super nice. He would never, like some of the things he says to me on set, like that would never come out of Joe's mouth. Yeah,
Right.
no, he's a super nice guy. I remember when we were filming season 5, I just went over to his place. We went to like a grocery store, just got like a bunch of ice cream, and we watched the Apple show Finch. With Tom Hanks. He's got a
Yeah.
robot friend. We sat there, watched that. Dimitri would never do that with Kyler. So yeah, he's a really great guy.
Now, what did you think about the return of Terry Silver and the atmosphere with this whole thing?
First of all, I'm not very happy that I'm no longer the tallest person on set. That was the one thing I had. And then he comes along with his tall legs, beautiful long flowing ponytail. No, but it's really cool to get to see him. I mean, this is a very different kind of bad guy in the show. Not only does he have the intention to do everyone harm, but he actually has the connections and the money to do so. And so I would say it's kind of like Crease on steroids, Like
Right.
he's got the connection and the power to really, put us in a corner and take us on. And yeah, season 4, it's a fight for the valley, and yeah, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. I think it's going to be cool to see him, in season 4 and eventually season 5, what he does. Again, I can't spoil anything,
Right.
but
Right.
it's so great. I
What did how
I
did you
wish I could.
what did you think of the end of season 4? The way it
It
ended.
was I was not expecting that, him to rig it like he did. I mean, hopefully we'll eventually see the characters kind of work it out and figure out what he's doing because,
Yeah.
we were gonna win. But Daniel, they made a promise, so I guess we'll see what
We'll see
happens.
what happens.
Yeah,
We mentioned
yeah.
Dimitri has a girlfriend, Yasmin. Like, how do you describe that relationship and like chemistry between you two? She's
That is a
another person I had on the show also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Anna's super nice too. And that is like a crazy relationship. It's very, I guess, volatile.
Mm.
Just because you would never think, like looking back season 1, that those two characters would ever end up together. But I'm proud of my boy Dimitri. He's been trying to get her for a long time. I honestly think they're like the ultimate power couple, honestly. Like if they wanted to, I feel like Yasmin could run for school president, and then Dimitri would be her VP. And with her popularity and his brains, they could honestly rule the school. But yeah, they have a very interesting relationship. It's funny because there wasn't a scene that Yasmin and Dimitri had together that they weren't making out in. And especially with Hawk just standing in the background watching the whole thing
Yeah.
unfold. I feel bad for my guy. He kind of third wheeled there for a little bit, but Dimitri finally got his chance, so I'm proud of him.
That's awesome. And I got a bit awesome tuxedo by the way in the prom.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually got to keep that. I'm gonna
Did you?
save it, for one day. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear it to a premiere. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been able to wear it until like season 4 comes out. So now
Whose idea
I
was
think
that? Now, was that the creators? Is that something you had an idea with, or
it was like, yeah, it was the creators. They had a couple of ideas. They had like one where me and Hawk wear kind of more normal matching tuxedos, but I
okay?
think that was the right way to go with the Pac-Man suit. I mean, that's just Dimitri. He always has, I don't know if you could ever see it, but he always has like these socks that have so many different funky designs, and so to kind of see that become his entire outfit, I like it a lot. It's so cool.
That's awesome. Now you mentioned, I know you guys, it's all over online, that season 5, you guys have filmed it. How long, like, there's no word on season 6 yet. If you find out season 6 is going to get picked up, have they given you an idea when you guys are going to start filming that? Has there been
Well, I
anything thrown
honestly
out
have
there?
no idea. I mean, we filmed 2 seasons in one year. I think everyone's
Right.
like, yeah, they're so tired. It's crazy. We've never done that before. But yeah, I'm not really sure when we'll film season 6. So I think I better start like training now.
There you go.
I'm gonna really get more flexible. Who knows? Maybe I'll get some abs. That could be an interesting plot point for Dimitri.
If
Yeah,
not, there's always props, right?
yeah. I'll just like you know what? Makeup artists, they're great at what they do.
There you
They
go.
could just like contour a 6 pack. I think that would work.
Yeah. A little fun fact for the listeners and viewers also. We found out what your last name was this season.
I'm
Nice
so
Greek name.
excited. Yes, it's okay. Yeah, Alexopoulos. It's amazing. So it was actually originally Castellanos, and it was on the board and everything. But the creators in the show, they're they're like so specific about certain things, and they actually, if you look back in season one, when me and Miguel are sitting next to each other doing the SAT preps, we're sitting together and they were thinking, well, okay, Diaz and Castellanos doesn't make sense alphabetically, so we
Yeah.
gotta kind of change that. They're really good with details and stuff like that, so they
Right.
had to eventually change it to Alexopoulos, and yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, it's a little glimpse into Dimitri's home life, kind of. I would love to see his like house and his family, and eventually like all of that, and see who are the people that raised Dimitri?
Mm.
Like, what does it take to raise someone like that? But
Nice
who
spin-off. You
knows?
never
Maybe
know.
later on.
They keep talking
Yeah.
about spin-offs. Maybe it's you. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll be like, Leave It to Bieber. Yeah, it'll just be me at home doing stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
So
never watched Leave It to Bieber.
that's it. So what's next for you now? You just
Or
taking a little
Bieber.
break or what? What's on your plate?
Um, I think now I'm just gonna kind of, stay in classes.
Yeah.
Keep the saw sharp. I guess
Mm,
is that a saying? Keep the saw sharp, and work on my kicks and
there you
flexibility,
go.
stuff like that. Yeah, just kind of
That's awesome.
try to maintain. And there's some projects maybe in the future that we'll be looking at, and I eventually do want to make some of my own shows too. So we'll see what happens there.
That's awesome. Lastly, how can the viewers and listeners find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. It's just Gianni underscore DeCenzo. And yeah, my TikTok's the same. I haven't posted on there in a while, but hey, who knows? Maybe I will.
That's right. Gianni, man, this was great. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man.